Hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to my channel, Ask Jimmy Smith. Today, I am excited to be actually going through a little bit more of my Amazon FBA entrepreneurial journey. It's not going to just be Amazon FBA, but kind of what's led me to this point in my business, the things that we're working on now, but also the things that I've done in the past that kind of led to this point. And so the reason I'm making this video is because I know there are a lot of people that have started to follow this channel, subscribe to it, and that have been following my course and books and all of the different things that I've done in the Replens coaching community for a long time. And I wanted to make something that gave kind of the full scope and spectrum of the journey that I've taken so that you can get to know me a little bit better and understand where I'm coming from, what my background is, and really more of what my passion is and why I have a passion for business. So that's what this video is for. So if you just want to get to know me a little bit more and hear more about what I do and have done in the past and am working towards, then this is a video for you. If not, then go ahead, you can click away. That's totally fine. But before you do, I ask that you like this video, that you share it, and you subscribe to the channel. I know if you're thinking of clicking away, you probably won't do that. But either way, it would really help me out, and I'd appreciate it if you could do that for me. But additionally, if you are interested in learning how to be one of the other success stories potentially through the Amazon FBA content that I've made, head over to AskJimmySmith.com/sell-on-Amazon. We've had over 1,000 success stories come through my book and through the courses and coaching that I've done in the past. And you can actually see over 500 of those at AskJimmySmith.com/success. All these testimonials written by people unsolicited in the Replens Facebook group that I run. So you can see over 500 of the 1,000 plus that we've had, and more coming in each and every day at that link. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get into the content. So initially, I actually started with an entrepreneurial spirit at a very young age. Whenever I was a kid, I used to like going to my grandma's house and doing garage sales and lemonade stands and car washes and just putting up signs and holding up signs as a kid on the side of the road and asking people to come and help me to do that. And it was a very rewarding experience. I still remember doing this at that house. And it was something that ultimately shaped my journey into sales as well as into FBA and entrepreneurship. After that, I was a kid that loved baseball. And so I loved to collect baseball cards and see baseball cards that I bought go up in value. Now, I didn't end up selling these cards for 10 plus years, but it was still very integral to my relationship with buying things at a certain price, seeing them go up in price. And even though I loved them too much to sell them, seeing that they were now worth more than what I had paid for them. And so baseball cards was the next step in that. And I know there are a lot of people out there that got started with buying and selling baseball cards, and I ultimately ended up selling those and making a good amount of money. It was actually about 3 or 4 years ago at the time of this recording, just because it was something that I didn't look at anymore, unfortunately. I didn't enjoy as much, even though I like to see them. I did end up making money from them, so that's good. Actually, I don't know if I made money, but I ended up getting some money back out of them. But either way, baseball cards was pretty fun for me. And as I grew up, I really went through mowing lawns, and I tried shoveling snow and doing all those odds and end things that you see kids do in their neighborhoods and whatnot. And that helped me quite a bit. I would just, go to the neighbors actually across the street. They had me stain their fence, which is a huge fence. And so I did that with another one of the neighbor kids as well. So all these little jobs, things just that I loved to do growing up, just so that I could make a little bit of money and then not spend it. I was one of the kids that just loved to put it in a shoebox and hold on to it. And that's kind of led to me being able to grow my businesses, because I realized that as I saved the money, even though it's nice to have some savings, it's better to reinvest into other businesses, especially in Amazon FBA business, as you can see from the over 1,000 success stories that I talked about earlier. But in college, as we kind of went through the young years, in college, I went and did an internship program called Student Painters. And there are a bunch of different similar programs like College Pro Painters, but essentially this program teaches you how to market, run, operate, hire in house painting business, a residential house painting business where you go around and you paint people's houses, you stain the decks, you power wash their homes, and then eventually you can get into interior work as well. But that is what really solidified my ultimate experience and desire to run my own business even more. because I had to do all of the marketing, all of the sales, all of the advertising and the flyers. I had to find the employees, other college students. I had to hire them, fill out all the paperwork, do the actual painting and training of the employees. So it was a lot of work, and it was a very rewarding experience in terms of a work ethic standpoint. And also I won a trip being in the program. I met their goals to win a cruise with the rest of the other branch managers around the country. And that was amazing. But just to see the rewards of that work and to learn so many foundational aspects of business was imperative for me. And from there, I really had always wanted a job, with the St. Louis Cardinals as I grew up. Obviously, I'm wearing a St. Louis Cardinals hat right now. I've got St. Louis Blues stuff back there. And so that was always a dream of mine. But because of entrepreneurship, I ended up going into more of a sales business, and I got into insurance sales, commercial insurance sales to be exact. And in commercial insurance sales, I learned a lot. You can make some good money doing it. You can control your own time and schedule, and it's basically like running your own mini business, except you're employed, getting a commission. You still, though, have the autonomy of your time and the ability to figure out when and where and what you do to grow that business. And it went well, but ultimately I did not like doing insurance sales. I didn't like having bosses. I didn't like any of that aspect of having a job. And so I got really tied down to wanting to find something next, something that I could do working from home, something that I could do to bring me back out of being employed and being able to spend time with my family more. And so we were really weighing two different options. One was a coaching program for real estate. And I had some background in college dealing with real estate. We had attempted at one point with my family to start getting into real estate, house flipping and wholesaling and all of that other stuff that goes into it. And because of that, I wanted to get more into real estate. But the other option was an Amazon FBA business. And I had seen so many different articles out there from different communities saying that, hey, there's all of these different Amazon FBA programs. So I knew the opportunity was really more readily available and primed for sellers to get on and do this. And as we discussed what option to go with, we realized that Amazon FBA was the not the quickest, but I guess it could be, the quickest way for us at the time versus real estate to make money as fast as possible from home. So real estate was a lot more learning curve and a lot more money potentially out of our pocket, a lot more money risked at the time. Amazon FBA allowed us to start with $100 if we had wanted to. And so we decided to go with Amazon FBA, and we signed up for the Jim Cockrum coaching program, which I'm actually still a part of that community today and very integral in running the Replen side of the business within Jim's community, because I do the coaching, obviously, in the course and the book. But that community has been integral. And so I've got a link to the free Amazon FBA Facebook group. It's actually an e-commerce Facebook group, but they mainly talk about Amazon at this point in time in April of 2022. I've got a link for that free Facebook group that we joined. It's the best free Facebook group out there, bar none. Check it out in the link below or the description below for that Facebook group if you aren't in it. But additionally, I've got the link for their coaching if you're interested in that. So you can look up Jim Cockrum coaching program. But that is what got us started. And so that was really a side hustle for us. We made our money back fairly quickly, which I know not everyone gets that ability, but we did at the time. We made it back within 3 to 4 months, if not even that long. It might have been a little faster than that. And that's what really got us hooked on Amazon FBA. And so over the next year and a half, we kind of treated it much more like a side hustle. We would just go out on the weekends in the different towns around where we lived, and we would go and shop for clearance deals at Walmarts and Targets and Walgreens and all these other places and just buy clearance products to sell for a bunch more money on Amazon FBA. And that was something that while was fun, and I really enjoyed the shopping and the sourcing and to see the success and to have an extra steady stream of income. At that point in time, it was not a full-time income. So I was still having to do the insurance stuff. So we actually ended up moving back from where we were near Kansas City to St. Louis, Missouri to be with our families. And we really focused on growing the Amazon business. And we stumbled upon something called reverse sourcing and the Replens business model. And from there, it was just a sourcing methodology. It was nothing that had been scaled that I had learned of before. It wasn't talked from a scaling manner. And so we really took it and we ran with it, as did many other sellers who had learned about Replens. They took it and they ran with it. And what we were able to do is to grow it and scale it to over $100,000 a month at that point to get to 12 employees helping us to run this business and continue to work on our standard operating procedures and the ability to scale it and training employees and hiring people. And that's where the student painter side of things comes into play for me, because I learned so much opportunity from that, or I learned so much from that opportunity. And then at that point, I did a talk at the Amazon Legends or Business Building Legends conference. It's a group that we joined where we learned about replens initially, and I'll have a link for them too if you're interested in finding out more about their group. There's a $1 free trial if you're interested in that. But either way, that conference that I went to and did a discussion or did a talk on how we grew from $0 to $100,000 per month in a year and a half using the replens methods and scaling it, turned into the course and the book and the coaching and all the other things that we have done. But additionally, over that time, since we were able to scale our Amazon FBA business, and I was able to quit my job way long ago, it was February of 2018 whenever I quit my job. And because of that opportunity, we've been able to grow into a bunch of different business models. So obviously I mentioned all of the courses and coaching and all of that. But we've also got the software Replen dashboard, and I'm invested into some other businesses as well, and continuing to look at buying businesses that are offline so that I can add an online presence to that. So that has been my entrepreneurial journey up to this point. I'm 30 years old at the time of this recording. I'll be 31 very soon. And I've made videos on having over 30 streams of income by the time that you're 30 years old, or at least trying out over 30 of them, as well as multiple streams of income you can do with Amazon. So, you know, we've been able to really grow our streams of income over the years, and that's been the journey. I've been entrepreneurial and spirited anyway since I was a kid, and this is something that I highly believe in, that because of the way the world is going, the way that inflation is going, the only way to keep up with it and actually exceed that inflation amount is to have your own business. And currently, the lowest hanging fruit opportunity is still Amazon FBA and the replens model. Now, Amazon FBA is not for everybody. And so I actually made a video on Amazon versus eBay, and I'm going to make more on Amazon versus other platforms. But I do highly recommend checking out Selling on Amazon. You can look at all the free content that I have on this channel. You can check out my book right here. It's called Side Hustle to Full-Time Income: How to Go from $0 to $100,000 per month with Retail and Online Arbitrage. You can check out my course that I mentioned earlier at AskJimmySmith.com/sell-on-Amazon. And ultimately, if you decide Amazon's not for you, that's fine. Totally check out the free content though. Check out that free Facebook group that I'll link below, because that's where you're going to find out why the Amazon model is so important into starting and growing your entrepreneurial journey. And if you decide it's not for you, then that's fine. Or if you get into it and you decide, hey, I don't like this at all and I wasted $150, well, at least it's $150 and not a $40,000 college education that you end up wasting because you realize you don't like the degree that you chose. So there's so much opportunity here, so much low-hanging fruit, and I highly recommend checking out all the different free resources available. Hopefully this video gave you a little bit more insight into my entrepreneurial journey. And if you've got any other questions on any of the stuff that I mentioned here and any other videos, please let me know. I am here to help and to serve in any way that I can, and I'm happy to answer any and all questions as I'm able on this channel. Please comment on this video and then like, share, and subscribe to the channel, because that definitely helps me to know that I'm doing a good job, that you appreciate the content, that you enjoy it, and gets me motivated to do more for you and help in any way I can. So thank you so much. I hope that you have a great rest of your day and a very blessed rest of your week.